Hello and welcome to WrestleGamers Plays TEW 2016, Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. I'm going to be playing as the WWE. Got a few roster shake-ups to go through. I'm not calling it a superstar shake-up. I'm calling it a trading block between Daniel Bryan, Shane O'Mac, Stephanie O'Mac, and Kurt Angle. So new rosters, a few little changes and tweaks, but it's going to be a really fun save. I've got some huge plans. I spent a whole day nearly planning this out, so hopefully it's some good fun. And if you haven't done yet, guys, could you please subscribe to the channel? The Beach Ball playing this, Saul Reaver, and King Midas would absolutely love it if you could subscribe. It just helps the growth of the channel. And pop us a like here if you like the video, and leave us a comment what you'd like to see happen. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. We're going to start with Raw. It's the Raw after, it's about 2 or 3 weeks after WrestleMania. So we start off with Vince McMahon and Triple H in the ring, announcing this new era for the rosters. Talks about the trading block between Kurt Angle and obviously the other general managers and commissioners. So we've got new rosters coming. So anyone you see tonight will be the new people on Raw. Some people might not debut yet or might not even appear. Haven't got any plans for them, but certainly I'm going to try and get everyone doing something, really. I don't really want a story where guys are just fighting for the sake of it. I want every fight on every Raw and SmackDown to mean something. So hopefully that you'll see that tonight. So Vince McMahon announced we've got a Raw exclusive pay-per-view 2 weeks away. And it's going to be the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar defending his title in a triple threat match against the winner of 2 triple threat matches tonight. So there we go, 2 number 1 contender matches. The winner of each triple threat match will take on Brock Lesnar at Bad Blood. The first triple threat match is a match between Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Kevin Owens. And the other one is Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, and Ty Dillinger. So out comes AJ Styles, who's very unhappy he's been overlooked. Vince and Triple H, they're not keen on AJ being a Raw superstar because they want this to be the premiere show. They just don't want him in the main event picture. In fact, they don't even want him on Raw or SmackDown. So they book him to defend his US title tonight against a mystery challenger. And obviously AJ is not very happy. Out comes Roman Reigns, also on Raw, who's very unhappy. And again, Vince and Triple H, just not cut it at the top, Roman. So we don't want you on Raw or SmackDown. Tonight, you'll be in a match against a mystery opponent as well. And then out comes Lesnar and Heyman laughing at the situation. But Paul Heyman says Brock wants the money match. He wants to take on someone who will earn him the most money and pay-per-view figures is all that matters. And he wants Roman Reigns. But Vince and Triple H break up the stare down between Roman and Brock as we finish the opening segment of Raw. 78 rating, pretty happy with that. Brock Lesnar stood out as being good. Very, very exciting stuff there to open this new era of Raw. So then we cut backstage to Kurt Angle, who's surrounded by the 4 horsewomen of Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, and Sasha. Kurt Angle says he's still the Raw GM and still makes decisions around here, and announces a 4 horsewomen tournament. The winner gets to face Alexa Bliss at Bad Blood. So 2 semi-final matches tonight and the final next week, and the winner will get to take Alexa Bliss, the Raw Women's Champion, at Bad Blood. So those semi-finals are tonight. And then we cut to Triple H, who's backstage. And Sheamus and Cesaro, the Raw Tag Team Champions, come out and ask Triple H why they're not considered for the triple threat matches tonight. And Triple H says, look, you're the Raw Tag Team Champions. You do your own thing. We've got some exciting movement for the tag division coming up. And you're going to be the face of that. They seem not too happy. But we move forward. Triple H came across well. Sheamus struggled. Sheamus did well, but Triple H struggled. That's unusual, but there we go. So then pretty much a jobber match for Big Cass, who squashes Angel Lopez in 5:52 with an East River crossing. Cass had a 51 rating in the first match of the night. Not fantastic, to be honest, but keeps Big Cass momentum going forward. And then post-match, Cass wants another match and issues an open challenge, and out comes Heath Slater. So it's going to be Cass versus Heath Slater in the second match of the night. And there we go. In a terrible match, Big Cass defeats Heath Slater in 5:10 by pinfall with an East River crossing. Another squash match ready for Cass. Poor Heath Slater. So Big Cass continues to beat down on Slater. And then Rhino comes out for the save. Doesn't quite get his hands on Cass. Throws him off. but Cass rolls out the ring and leaves looking smug, knowing he caused some damage. So in a battle that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Kevin Owens defeated Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. When Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor were counted out while fighting Kevin Owens, Wyatt carries a knocked out Balor to the back, saying he has stolen the demon. So Kevin Owens has booked his place in one of the triple threat matches for the up-and-coming pay-per-view Bad Blood. So he'll be taking on Brock Lesnar. And then we cut to Kurt Angle's office, where he's got Samoa Joe and Dean Ambrose. Says he values both Dean and Joe, and they will both fight tonight against each other, and the winner gets a US title shot at Bad Blood. And that match is tonight. So there we go. We got the first horsewomen's semi-final match. Of course, the winner of the tournament going on to face Alexa Bliss, who's on commentary for these matches. In the battle that had subpar wrestling and a little heat, Charlotte defeated Bayley in 5:58 with submission with a figure 8 leg lock. So Charlotte going over and progressing there to the final. So she'll either take on Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch next week on Raw. So Ty Dillinger is backstage cutting a promo about how excited he is for the chance to take on Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens at Bad Blood. When Sheamus and Cesaro attack Ty from behind, Kurt comes out, breaks it all up, but Ty has some back damage done. Kurt Angle says he can't find a replacement for Ty and adds Sheamus to take Ty Dillinger's place in the triple threat match. So then we got a video hyping up the debut of No Way Jose, who is now a Raw superstar, making his debut not next week but soon. His comic relief wholesome gimmick has got an initial rating of great. So here we go. Which one of these superstars is going to book their place at Bad Blood to take on AJ Styles or his mystery opponent for the title at Bad Blood? In a decent match, Dean Ambrose defeated Samoa Joe in 10:48 via pinfall with the Dirty Deeds. So Dean Ambrose has booked himself in a title match at Bad Blood. And then making his way to the ring is none other than John Cena, who is a free agent, much like real life, and he will be flitting in between Raw and SmackDown, but believes he's got pressing matters on SmackDown to attend to. And he says to the Raw crowd they will see him soon. And we're just going to change his gimmick. At the minute, I think he's like a fan favourite, and I want to change him to an All-American, so let's do that now. So, no. Average, great. So we find Seth Rollins laid out backstage. Of course, he's set to compete next in the triple threat match to determine who's going to fight Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at Bad Blood. Seth Rollins laid out. It's Elias Samson who stumbles across him. And then slowly the Big Show and Corey Graves come around the corner. And eventually Kurt Angle, Big Show looking angry at Elias Samson. Corey Graves looking skeptical. Elias Samson looking very smug. And says to Kurt, well, if Seth Rollins can't compete, surely you should put me in the triple threat match next for the opportunity to go to Bad Blood. Kurt Angle's not having any of it and suspects Elias of doing the attack. It's fairly obvious he did. So he decides to put the Big Show in the match, much to the disdain of Corey Graves, who tries to fight the case that neither of them should be put in the match. But the Big Show has been put in. So there we go. In a decent match, Chris Jericho defeated the Big Show and Sheamus in 14:26. When Chris Jericho defeated the Big Show by submission with a Walls of Jericho. Chris Jericho carried the match in terms of ring performance. So there we go. Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens versus Brock Lesnar. The first locked match for Bad Blood in 2 weeks. The card's going to be finalised next week. So then Vince McMahon finds Triple H attacked and laid out unconscious. There's a note on there saying turn the page, then the words Bad Blood on it. So Triple H, mystery attacker, looks like he's going to reveal himself at Bad Blood. Some interesting storylines developing here. So AJ Styles set to defend his US title against a mystery opponent here, and it is Rusev. And there we go. So in a decent match, Rusev defeated AJ Styles in 14:30 by pinfall with a jumping sidekick. And Rusev wins the WWE United States title. and this is due to some interference by Lana, costing AJ with a distraction, and Rusev gets the title, and AJ Styles is not happy. So then we've got a video hyping up the debut of Aleister Black. It says next week, but it's not next week. I've got a specific date for Aleister when he's going to make his debut. His Occult Brute gimmick has got an initial rating of very good, so I'm pleased with that. Rating's not great, but once he gets wrestling and involved in a storyline, he's going to look fantastic. So the other semi-final of the 4 horsewomen tournament, Sasha Banks loses to Becky Lynch after a pump handle slam. So it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Charlotte next week, and the winner taking on Alexa Bliss at Bad Blood. And so here we go, another call-up. Eric Young makes his way to the ring and says Sanity will be debuting in full next week on Raw with something very special planned for Bad Blood. Not a great rating, very disappointing, but Sanity have something special planned, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So Vince and Triple H are backstage talking to a disgruntled AJ and said, yeah, you get your rematch for the United States title, but they don't want him on Raw, so unless he beats Rusev in his rematch next week, he's gone from WWE television. So development there, AJ Styles not getting the rub of the green. Main event time, Roman Reigns set to take on a mystery opponent, and it's none other than the monster among men, Braun Strowman, who defeats Roman Reigns in 10 minutes 41 via pinfall with a reverse chokeslam. So Braun continues to beat down Roman. Vince and Triple H come out, applaud him, give him the thumbs up as they sneer down at Roman. Braun just barges his way past Triple H and Vince as he's just happy he's kept the top dog, the big dog down, for another night. So that's Raw. Let's see how we did. A 73 rating. Really the best segment of the night, looking at this, was Rusev versus AJ Styles, so probably that could be the main event for next week. Some poor, obviously, with the hype packages. Big Cass didn't impress massively, apart from his promo. Actually, there, look, if you look at the number 5, was a 70 rated. We want 70 minimum, so there's some real work on the women's division. I was hoping for a bit more from the backstage stuff with Sheamus and Cesaro and that Kurt Angle, but it's positive. Can they beat SmackDown in the ratings war? Let's find out, as that's up next.